Hi, I'm Mike Reagan, Director of Customer Service for Lionel. I'd like to take a few moments today and talk about an exciting new product coming in the 2013 lineup. That would be the new 6-OU812 FasTrack Expander Paste, available in quart sizes. Now, what is FasTrack Expander Paste, you ask? It's a revolutionary new technology that allows you to take any section of FasTrack and stretch it up to ½ an inch longer than the fixed size that it comes in the box. Give you an example. We're laying track on our layout, we're using FasTrack, we're coming down the straightaway, we get right to the end, we're ready to connect the track, and we realize we're ½ an inch short. Well, instead of having to go back to the store and buy 6 1 3/4 inch straights to make up that 10½ inch long section, we've developed FasTrack Expander Paste, which allows you to take a normal 10-inch section of FasTrack and stretch it up to ½ an inch longer than it comes in the box. Really, this works with any type of FasTrack, understanding though that the maximum length you can stretch it is only ½ an inch. Let me take a few moments and explain to you the components required to utilize FasTrack Expander Paste on your railroad at home. These items are, of course, the FasTrack Expander Paste itself, rubber gloves to protect your hands, some number 4 flathead screws to attach the track to the roadbed and keep it in place, a number 10 screw eye to attach our ratchet strap to, a disposable paintbrush, a measuring device, the piece of straight track that you wish to extend. In this instance, it'll be a piece of 10-inch straight track, and a ratchet strap. Now, it's important to note that the ratchet strap needs to have the ratchet ability. Otherwise, we can't stretch the track properly. So we're going to take a few moments here and show you how to utilize this revolutionary new technology on your railroad at home. Okay, what we have here is just a section of FasTrack that we're running down a straightaway. And we've got our track screwed down, and we come up to the end where we're going to mate the two pieces together, and we're a ½ inch short. So, like I said earlier, you can go out and buy 6 pieces of 1 3/4 inch straight to make up that 10½ inches, but you've already got the track, you've already realized you're a ½ inch short, might as well use this revolutionary new technology. Now, we can clearly see that the length of this piece of 10-inch FasTrack is in fact 10 inches long. So as we get prepared to put our FasTrack Expander Paste in place and stretch our track, we need to make a couple things, need to prepare a few things before we get started. Okay, so right now we have our track prepped. I have the adjoining section of track screwed to the roadbed securely, and I also have the section that we laid in our 10-inch section of track here. Now, it's important that we anchor the back end of this track so that we can stretch it properly. So we're going to use one of our number 4 flathead screws. We're going to go ahead and secure this piece of track to the roadbed, or roadbed to the sub-roadbed rather. So once that piece of track is securely in place, we can go ahead and prepare the section by using our number 10 screw eye. Now, this screw eye has to go into one of the screw holes. We realize that the threads are a little bit thicker, so it'll hog that hole out a bit, but that's okay, because it won't affect how the track stays down with the screws. Using a screwdriver, we're going to go ahead and tighten that up a bit, and now we're ready to apply our expander paste. So before we actually open the container, we want to make sure that we apply our rubber gloves. Okay, now that we've got our gloves applied, we're going to go ahead and open the container. Be very careful when you open this container, because sometimes the contents could be under pressure. At this point, we're going to take our disposable paintbrush, and we need to apply a liberal coat of expander paste on the section of track that we're expanding, as well as the track behind it, because sometimes this track needs to expand just a little bit to make up for any minor differences. Now, it's important to note that you need to apply a liberal coating of the expander paste to the track for it to have a full effect. So we're just going to go ahead and scoop out some of this material, and then we can spread it around. Liberal amounts, spread it around on the track, covering all the roadbed and the track as well. Okay, so now we're pretty much done applying the expander paste to our track. And as you can see, you want a real liberal coating on not only the 10-inch section that you're going to stretch, but also the section preceding it. So at this point, we can go ahead and hook up our ratchet strap. And this is just a ratchet strap that we picked up at a local home supply store. Go ahead and hook one end through the number 10 screw eye. And we've got to hook the other end up to the end of the table. So you're going to need some type of anchor point. At this point, we're ready to go ahead and stretch the track. So we're going to zoom in so you can see just exactly how this works. This is some really trick stuff. Okay, so now we've got our ratchet strap hooked to our number 10 screw eye, and the other end of the ratchet strap secured to a firm anchor point on the layout. This can be a piece of bench work, the edge of the sub road bed, anything you want really. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is stretch our track. Alright, now this is where it gets a little tricky. You may have to use your hands to guide the track right into position. And just until, there you go. We've got our track firmly connected in place, and we're ready to go ahead and let this set. It is important to note that you need to let FasTrack expander paste sit on the track for at least 2 hours after you stretch it. This will give all the materials a chance to relax, reconform to their molecular structure, and this way it'll hold firm for the life of the track. So it's been about 2 hours already, and now we're just going to go ahead and clean up the expander paste from the track using the brush. You can use any utensil you want really. It is important to note that you want to put the expander paste back in the quart container and not flush it down a sink or a toilet, especially the toilet. If you have any metal pipes, those pipes are going to expand. That's going to be pretty awkward for the plumbing company. Let's go ahead and get all this material up off the track as much as possible. You can, of course, use some paper towels. Don't want to use good shop towels to do this. Just any type of disposable paper towels will pick this material up and allow you to get it up off your track. Okay, now that we've got the FasTrack expansion paste cleaned up off the track, got it all back in the container, we want to make sure that we seal that container up good and tight. And make sure that you refrigerate it, because FasTrack expansion paste needs to be kept refrigerated. So any of the remaining material that happens to stay on the sub-road bed will actually dry up, and you can just brush it off with a paint scraper or bury it in scenery, doesn't really matter. At this point you can go ahead and remove your screw eye. So we're done with that. Set that aside, make sure the track is clean and dry, and you can go ahead and operate trains on it, not a problem. Just want to show you real quick that we do actually have a section of track that is 10 1/4 inches long. So, let's get the right side here. So we put our ruler down and we're 0 to, 10 1/2 inches long. You see that clearly on the camera? And there you have it, folks. FasTrack expansion paste. Now for the disclaimer. Discontinue use of FasTrack expander paste if any of the following symptoms occur: itching, vertigo, dizziness, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations. If FasTrack expander paste begins to smoke, get away immediately and seek shelter and cover your head. FasTrack expander paste may stick to certain types of skin. FasTrack expander paste should be returned to its container and stored under refrigeration. We hope that you've enjoyed this video, and we want to wish you all a happy April 1st.